Something big is happening on January 1st, 2026. If you live in Nigeria, earn money in Nigeria, or even simply buy data in Nigeria, your life is about to change. A new tax law is coming, the Nigerian Tax Act 2025. And surprisingly, most people are panicking. I mean, it's understandable. People feel that probably the government is here to take all of their money and take it all away. But the truth is, for a large percent of people, I think about 95% of people are actually going to benefit from this new tax law. Yes, that's true. If you're a student with a side hustle, you're a crypto trader, you are a content creator, you're a business person, or whatsoever you are, this video is for you. I spent hours researching on Mr. Taiwo Oyedele and the Presidential Committee on Tax Reforms, and I've studied and watched a lot of videos. And based on my research, I'm going to tell you every single thing you need to know about the new tax reform and how it concerns you. So stick around, because we're going to tell you every single thing you need to know. We're also going to tell you how the government actually knows how much is inside your bank account. Yes, the government knows what is inside your account. So we're going to tell you every single thing. So please stay tuned and watch for more. Please click that subscribe button. We have quite a number of people that do watch the videos, but somehow they forget to subscribe, and it's really affecting us. So please click on that subscribe button. Also click on the like button, and feel free to comment whatever you learned, so that more people will actually be able to see this video and be able to reach out to more people and stop the misinformation out there. Thank you. Now, before we talk about the whole tax law, let's start from the foundation. Let's talk about the basic question on everybody's minds, or on most people's minds. What is tax? Like, what is tax in the first place? Imagine if you and your friends were living in a shared apartment. So you guys are staying in the same room, and you have variety of things to pay for in that particular room. Some things include, maybe like security, you need to pay for electricity bills, water bills, and the likes, just to make sure your stay inside the apartment is very functional. That is what tax is as well. It's just like subscription payment, just like the way you pay for your decoders. Yeah, that's something like that. Tax is more like a subscription fee you pay in order to live in a functional society. So when we pay the tax, the government takes that particular money and takes it into three major areas. Number one is public services. Public services includes roads, bridges, street lights, and all the likes. So all these public services that everybody is included. When you are when you are walking, or when you have a car, you need a very good road. And also probably you are walking in the night, you need street lights so that it can help you stay safe and stay secure. So all those public services, infrastructure, and all these particular areas, that's where our tax goes into. Number two is health and safety. So the money gotten from your tax is what is used to help pay doctors in public hospitals. There are public hospitals where people do not pay money for health services rendered. So the doctors need to be paid. So the government pays the doctors a certain amount every month, and that money is gotten from your tax. And the government also pays the police. The armed forces always work in order to ensure that everybody is kept safe. So these armed forces need to be paid, and they are paid from the money gotten from tax. That's the second aspect. The third aspect is education. Now, public secondary schools, people do not pay money in public secondary schools. So the government uses money gotten from tax in order to pay the teachers, pay the cleaners, the principals, and the administration body, because they need to be paid. So it is money gotten from tax. Even public universities, although they do pay money in federal universities, but the money is actually subsidized. The payment for an actual university is quite high. So the money you are paying in a federal university is not the actual amount. It's actually subsidized. The government still pays the university money, because the amount generated from just school fees cannot be enough to run the entire university. I do hope you understand that. So the question comes, why this new tax law? Well, the new tax law is actually to help us. Before, some people actually had a lot of taxes. There were about 60 plus taxes. Yeah. You would pay to the federal government, then you pay to the state government, then you pay to the local government. Then some people, probably some area boys, will come and collect development levy and a variety of taxes at a variety of junctions. So all those things were not helping us, and that's what the new tax law comes out. It comes like a system reset in order to take all those 60 plus taxes and then just join everything together into a few. That's why we have the new tax law. Now let's go to the tech guys. That's where people like me come in. Well, I'm going to talk about tech people. The first people are the content creators and the influencers. So if you're someone that probably you are a TikToker, a content creator, an influencer, from 2026, the government will see your work as a professional business. Yes, a professional business. So any amount that you earn, your earnings, probably from TikTok, YouTube monetization, Facebook monetization, and the likes, will be taxed. But the good news to this is you will also have your business expenses. So you can actually tell the government that you have some business expenses that was put in order to create that content. For example, if you bought a camera, maybe let's say you bought a 1 million naira camera, or you spent 200k on buying data, you can actually tell the government that these are my business expenses. So they will take the money out and you will just pay tax on the net, not on the gross. Do you understand? It's on your profit, not on your revenue. So they only tax what is left after you've taken away your business expenses. That is what you spent in order to create that content. It's not going to be taxed upon. It's just what you get after creating that content. That's what we will tax. Number two is crypto earners. Now, for a while, people did not really take crypto as something serious, but everybody knows what crypto is now. And according to the law, you can pay tax on digital assets. Yes, digital asset as well. So, for example, if you probably buy Bitcoin, I'm just giving an example for 40k. Oh, I mean 40k, like $40,000, so not in naira. What do you want to see Bitcoin for 4,000 naira? That's like a quarter of a quarter of a quarter of a quarter of how much Bitcoin. So if you buy Bitcoin for 40k dollars and you sell it for a part of Bitcoin for 60k dollars, that means you got 20k dollars as well. So they will only tax on that 20k, not on the whole 60k. Do you understand? So, and also that sometimes you make losses. Everybody in the crypto world knows you make losses. So they do not tax your loss. Alright. If you make loss, they do not tax your loss. And something actually comes to the fact that you can have, if you can properly document it, because this new tax law will ensure that everybody properly documents. For example, let's say you were trading and then you lost 1 million naira at a point in time, and then later you gained 1 million naira. So if you properly document it, the 1 million naira you gained can be able to effectively balance out the 1 million naira you lost. So you don't even have to pay tax on that 1 million naira you get. Do you understand? Now, number three is remote workers, that is freelancers, and all of you that are earning in dollars and pounds. This one is for you. Yes, you would pay tax, but now you must understand this. For example, if you live in Nigeria for more than 183 days a year, although you work for a foreign company, you will still pay tax in Nigeria. Yes, you will pay tax in Nigeria as long as you live for more than 183 days in a year. And even regardless, you are a Nigerian, so you are a tax resident. Yes, even if you are probably a foreigner, as long as you live for more than 183 days a year, it doesn't matter if your company is in San Francisco, is London, or Bulgaria, you will pay tax. But note, because at least based on my research, most foreign companies do not remove tax from your income. That is, people like us that we are being paid in Nigeria from foreign companies. Because here's something that foreign companies do, because as you know, over there tax is a normal thing, but most of the time they do not remove tax from your income, because most of the time they are actually paying us little and they are just paying it to you, and they know that you are a Nigerian from a completely different country, so they do not tax your own income over there. So when the money comes to your account here in Nigeria, you are expected to pay tax. But if they've already paid They've already removed tax from your income that is gotten from the foreign company. If they can send you the document that serves as a proof that they've already removed tax from your income, so they don't pay you your gross amount, but they pay you your net amount. Therefore, you do not need to pay tax in Nigeria because your amount has already been taxed. You have been taxed already. Do you understand? So it comes to the matter that you need to have proper documentation. So if the foreign company has already taxed your money, you don't need to pay tax in Nigeria. Or even if they all they do is just to tax a certain percentage, the remaining percentage you will tax it here in Nigeria. Now let me quickly explain something I call the tax progressive scale. So there's a scale of amount. Now this for the personal income tax, that is an amount that you must pay. So if you are earning between 0 to 800,000 naira a year, you will not pay any tax. If you are earning between 800,000 naira and 3 million naira a year, you'll be paying 15%. But understand this first. When they want to remove the tax, this is how they are meant to remove it. They will first take 800 away. So for example, let's say you earn 1 million naira a year. They will first take away 800,000 naira. So the remaining is 200,000 naira. So it is on that 200,000 naira that they will pay 15% tax, not on the whole 1 million naira. You see, that's actually good. It's way better because if you look at the scale, most people should start earning more even without a change in the amount of your salary if you are working a 9 to 5. So if you are earning between 3 million to 12 million, you just be paying 18% of tax. But remember, like we said, so they'll first remove what 800,000 zero tax. Then they'll now, let's say if you are between five, let's say you have maybe let's say 6 million or whatever, let's say 5 million, you're earning 5 million a year. So they'll first remove 800,000. So how many does that remain? That remains 4.2 million. Then they will now take 3 million out of that 4.2 million. So when they take 3 million, they will now take 15% on that 3 million. Then the 1.2 million that is left, that will now take 18%. Do you understand? So it's easier for you, and it actually is better because instead of just doing it on the whole thing you get, no, that will be more money. So it actually helps you. Then you can see the remaining on the table from 12 to 25 million, that's 21%. From 25 to 50 million, that's 23%. And for 50 million above and above, that's 25%. So that means people who earn less pay less tax, but people who earn far more, they probably will pay more tax. But neither everybody's okay. Now let's get to the part that you've probably been waiting for. Who is exempted from this new tax law? You know, the tax law makes everything simpler and more understandable. So there is a system reset that is happening with the new tax law, and it's what I call the 800,000 rule. So for people whose annual income is 800,000 or less, you are not paying tax. That is, if your annual income is less than 800,000, you are not going to pay tax. You are exempted from tax, and that's about 66,800 or 600 a year, if I'm correct. So that's the amount. So you're not going to pay tax at all. Yeah, no tax for you. But that's not the only good news. If you probably have a small business and your company's annual turnover is 50 million or less, you're not going to pay company income tax. Now, let me explain the difference between the two. There is personal income tax and there's company income tax. Now, the personal income tax is based on you, that is, you as an individual, you as an entity, the amount that you earn in a single year. And personal income tax is paid to the state internal revenue service, that's the SIRS. So the money that you get as an individual. So when you say personal income tax, is if you get 800,000 or less in a year, that's when it comes to affect you. Do you understand? But for company income tax, your annual turnover must be 50 million or less. And company income tax goes directly to the FIRS, that's the Federal Inland Revenue Service. And those are people that they are in charge of, the federal coalition of money, if you understand what I mean. So that's what it entails. So there's a difference between personal income tax and company income tax. But let me explain a little more when it comes to what I mean by small businesses. For example, if you register, there's something called the Corporate Affairs Commission, that's CAC. If you register with CAC, okay, and you register your business name, there are various level of registration. I think there's registration of business thing that should be about 15,000 to 25,000. I can't remember how it is now. That is, you just register as a name so that nobody will steal your name. For example, you could have it probably open a business and then you name it probably Lola's Chin Chin or whatsoever. If you are being known with that name, by the time you want to register it, somebody could have had that name. So probably what you just do is you just register your business name. Note, in as much as you have a business, you and that business are seen as one entity. So you are not separate from the business. So if someone has an issue with your business, probably you did not or deliver what they ordered, what I ordered versus what I got, they can sue you because you are your business. But if you register your business as a limited liability company, that's LLC, you are different from your business. This is your business and this is you. All right, you are different, you're not the same. There's a difference between both of you. But if you register both of them, that's when you register as a limited liability company, and that's about 75k or so, if I'm correct, to register your business as an LLC. So it is when you register your business as an LLC, that's when the 50 million or less truly concerns you. Because if you register your business as a business name, it's still personal income tax. It's not really, you're not really a company, you just registered the name. You're not really seen as, oh, this is actually a company that we can look at, that is, it is a business. Because many times people register business name are just them, they don't really have a staff or whatsoever. Based on there's a new act that was done in 2020. So even if you are the only one, probably you are the only staff, you can register your company as a limited liability company right now. Yes, there's a new act that helps you to do that. But you must understand that it's when you've registered, then that's when you can be granted that, oh, probably you make 50 million in annual income from your company. Your guys, the company, not just because you are now a company, that's when they can let you go. I'm trying to explain it as simple as possible. So remember, if you have a company and your annual turnover is less than 50 million, you have zero company income tax. And let's go to VAT. VAT is value added tax. This is the amount that is put on some essential items or various items that are being sold. If when you buy things, you actually look at the receipt, you see 7.5% on some certain things. Now, there's 7.5% is on things you bought, that's the value added tax. But guess what? The government is removing value added tax on some certain essential items. There are actually five main items that the government is removing value added tax from. Let me mention them. Number one is food. Yes, food. All the food you buy, whenever food is being bought, whether raw food, I think this is called raw food, and basic items and necessities that we use every single day. Once you buy food, they are going to remove VAT. There's not going to be VAT on the food you bought. Number two is education. Yes, education. For example, school fees or books related to your school. So anything that is education related, that is of the basic education related need, there's not going to be any VAT on that particular thing. The third one is health, medicine, hospital bills, and anything necessarily hospital related, probably like drugs and the likes. They're going to remove VAT from that one as well. The fourth one is rent, that is your residential house rent, like how much you pay for rent and all. And the fifth one is your transport fares, that's the public bus transport fare. So they're going to move that from all these five essential needs. So from 2026, you should see a reduction. You should. Well, I don't know about the bad because Nigeria, when government makes things come down, people just will not make it come down. But when government make things go up, people will make it go up. The Nigerian system is very complicated. Even my economics teacher said he doesn't understand. But let's continue. Now, for the way you be paying your tax, most people pay as you earn. That is, as you are earning the amount, that's how you are paying. That's how most people do it. But there's also an avenue for that's for pay as you earn. There's also an avenue for direct assessment. For example, you are your own boss, all right? So you are the one that directly assesses how you spend your money and how you do every single thing. So it's your choice. So this is why there has to be proper documentation. Please, I need everybody to get this. If you have to learn Excel, learn it. Even you could use your notebook as well, but you must not use that notebook because at the end of the year, tax people are going to come, and trust me, you cannot win an argument with the tax man. That's just the truth. Learn to properly document everything you get. Also, relating to businesses, for people who have agricultural businesses, you will not be taxed. Yeah, under the new tax laws, agricultural businesses have is it a 5 year holiday? Yes, that is if you have an agricultural business. So from 2026 till 2031, you will not be taxed. That's true. So you'll not be taxed all throughout that 5 year period. Though, yeah, I know it's very good. It's actually a means to let people be more involved in agriculture. So it supports agricultural firms. So it can let more people to be involved in agricultural business. So yes, go and start that farm. And also, the other people that will not be taxed are military people. So these are people who risk their lives every single day in order to ensure we are secure and we are safe. Yes. So these people they go to the battlefield, so therefore they should not pay tax. They should not pay tax at all. And also for pension workers, in case if they are watching this video, the amount you earn from proper documented pension, it will not be taxed as well. So you see, this new tax law actually benefit everybody. The only people that this new tax law affects is those people who are trying to run away from paying tax. Yes, everybody should please pay your tax. It's very important. You might try to say, what if I run away? Or what if, something funny happened? The content creator posted about, oh, you'll be telling everybody who sends money to you to just be writing gift as the description. Listen, you need to understand something. The government has your NIN. If you notice, that's why you cannot open any account without your NIN, including the fintech apps that we have today. You cannot open any account without having your NIN. You need to have your NIN, your BVN. So they are now connected to all your bank accounts, and so there's like one central intelligence hub. So you cannot run away. They have your details, all right? The Nigerian Revenue Service has access to your details, so you cannot run away from this. So please, instead of causing arguments by the end of the year, just pay your tax. So let's answer some questions you guys have. A lot of people ask me questions, so yeah, some frequently asked questions by people that I believe also help you as well. I am a student and my parents send me money. Will they tax on that money? No. Remember, tax only comes on money that there is income. All right. If it is not an income, it's not helping you. It will not be taxed. If they are sending you money for upkeep, which they still send me to, they will not tax that amount. If they are sending you money for school fees, they will not tax that amount. It's only money that is an income. And even if you are a student with business, just like I am, I'm a student and I also have an architecture student and also have a graphic design and a video editing business. If only the amount that I earn, or probably you are someone that sells shoes or you sell clothes, is only if the amount you earn in a year is less than 800,000, that's when you do not pay tax. If it's more, you have to pay tax. Remember, it's from after they deducted the 800k, they now start to pay the tax. Alright, I think I've answered that question. Number 2 question: will I pay tax on the amount that was in my bank before January 1st, 2026? No, you will not pay tax on the amount that was in your bank before. You will only be paying tax on every income that takes you further from January 1st, 2026. Okay, that's where you're paying tax. Also, someone was asking, number three, will every bank transfer be taxed? No, not every bank transfer will be taxed. This is why it's important for proper documentation. Let me give an example. Let's say somebody got pregnant or so, someone just gave birth, and then we are one want to give the person money, so it's your account that we're all contributing into. Let them include it in the description. I don't know if you've been seeing that image that's been circulating around, that everybody needs to properly describe the amounts they get. So if the amount you get is for savings, include savings. So for example, the example I gave, it's payment allocation for Mrs. So and so for their pregnancy or whatsoever. Shorten it and write it. And for the person that is receiving it, let there be proper documentation. Not all bank transfers will be taxed. Number four, will loans be taxed? No, loans will not be taxed. Loans, like all the loans you get from all these banks, they will not tax you on your loans. If you're a student and you are being paid by nail fund is a loan. You are expected to pay the amount gotten from nail fund 2 years after your national youth service. So they'll give you 2 years, so you're expected to pay. So therefore, it is known that it is a loan. Nail fund money is a loan for you to pay your school fees and for you to have upkeep. So therefore, you will not be taxed because people's school fees varies. So you will not be taxed on that amount because it is a loan. So whenever you get a loan, this is why it's important to properly document it. I'll keep on repeating it in this video. Even if it's a WhatsApp chat, so it can be proved that it is a loan. The next question is, what about tithes and offerings? Now, if you're a Christian like me, don't worry, you do not need to pay tax on tithes. Religious institutions are not paying tax, whether churches or mosques. Religious institutions do not pay tax, but their workers do pay taxes. That is, the pastors, the imams, or whosoever is working in that religious institution and receives money, they will surely pay tax. And also, if the religious institution has a business, for example, you see that most churches have universities or schools these days. The money gotten from that school, though it's owned by a religious institution, they will have to pay money because it is an income, extra income, or so it is a business. So these people will pay money on that business. All right, whatever the institution has, school, bakery, publishing center, whatever the institution they have that is also generating income, not tithes or offerings or whatsoever, they will have to pay tax on that. There's another question: do you need an accountant? If you're a small business, you do not need an accountant. I don't think it's necessary. But if you're a big business, yes, you need an accountant. An accountant is very important for your work because it helps you to properly document everything. And these people are professionals. And you could also get a tax consultant. So what I would advise big companies to do is to hire someone that will be your tax consultant, and then let them be known by EFCC and by the tax revenue service that this is the person that will be in charge of doing anything tax related in your company. You'll be paying them salary, of course, but they'll also be the ones to be in charge. But please choose someone that is verified. You can go on their website, the revenue service website, to ensure that these people are verified to be a tax consultant. Finally, for students, there's a question someone asked. He said, as a student, do I need to have a TIN? Yes, it's very important. Please go and get your tax identification number. Just go to the official website and you can be able to get your tax identification number. So in just closing, there are three things I would love everybody to do. Number one, get your tax identification number. Very important. Number two, I also want you to properly document everything. If it's Excel, I advise you to do it digitally because if you write it just on your note, you could lose that note and it's going to be dangerous. I advise you to do it probably on Google Docs or Google Sheets, so that because the reason I advise is because once you save it on your Google Gmail, it can be accessed anywhere. So as long as you just log in with your Gmail, it can be accessed anywhere. So number three thing, I would advise you to please follow Fiscal Reforms NG. Yes, go to their website, Fiscal Reforms NG. go to their website and learn more about this. This video, we cannot document everything, but I believe if you go to their official website, you can be able to learn more from them. And please follow them on all their social media accounts. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on X, they're on TikTok, and you can be able to get all the information you need from them as well. And something amazing about their website, they also have a tax calculator. So you can even just input the amount you earn and it automatically tell you how much you're meant to pay in tax. It has done the whole calculation because I know many people you will not want to do the calculation that we did today. So just go there and I feel it will help you with every single thing. So please take all this into action and I believe you will have a very fulfilling 2026. If you have more questions about this, please feel free to take it in the comment. Or if this video has helped you in any way, please share it in the comment as well. And please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.